He has more money than me. He'll win in court.
Oh man. Whew. We didn't even hit this record button, boys and girls, and we're already having tons of fun. You wouldn't think you would be with the Grapple Gawd, but tonight is a different night. We are chillaxing. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. It's right in the middle of the work week. That means, boys and girls, wrestling is right around the corner. The weekend is almost here. And look who we have. We are celebrating STP 300, my man, with our very special guest, the Grapple Gawd himself, Jordyn Rowe. I cannot thank you enough for spending the time with us, the fans, on STP 300. I've been stoked, so stoked all day to do this episode. And again, thank you so much for taking the time, setting it aside and talking to us, the fans, tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was so weird watching you do the intro, because the last like 4 times I was here, I did the intro. So it's nice to be a guest on this show. Finally.
Well, you know, J-Rowe has made multiple appearances, but we are at a different time in a different era of Jordyn Rowe's career. He has blossomed. He has moved along. He has evolved from all of the stuff we used to have fun with, and the Fry Guy and the raffle and the merch and all of that fun stuff. And he's progressed to referee, and with that in the mix. And now, boys and girls, we have to put some respect on my man's name, the Grapple Gawd, G-A-W-D, in quotations, the Grapple Gawd, Jordyn Rowe, because my man has stepped up his A game ever since he's gotten in that ring with the gear, with the move set, with the scowl, with the jaw jacking with the fans. He is bringing the entire package right out of the gate. And me as a fan, and we are only 2 minutes into this, and I am going to kiss your ass, my friend. As a fan, I thank you for everything that you are bringing to the table as an athlete, as a performer, as a wrestler. I cannot thank you enough, because you are doing it right. And that's what they do at Test of Strength Dojo, is they do it right. And my man, you're looking good. You're doing it right. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Damn, Kincaid, you're really fucking good at these intros, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, this may be who knows how long this will go. This could be a whole hour of me kissing your ass. I don't know. Maybe an hour and a half. Who knows? But what I really wanted to do, and when I reached out to you, I was kind of transparent, but I wanted a star for 300, because in my eyes right now, locally in our scene, you've really done some really cool stuff. You've had some amazing opponents already in your young career as an athlete. The people you've pulled the fans right in with you doing what you're doing. And I know that, and I said it on the old face page, you are definitely going to be a big star much sooner than later. We're going to see you on that old TV way sooner than anybody can imagine. Because all of what I said at the beginning, you're just doing everything right. You're presenting yourself professional with your gear. You're coming out with whatever your persona or character is. And who knows, that's just probably, what they say, myself turned amped up for wrestling. Who knows? We're going to dive into that. But even when you're pissed off, you're smiling. Look at this, boys and girls. How can you not get pulled into this charisma of this young man? And that's what I wanted for 300, because I don't know what it is. Working up to 300 just hit me out of nowhere. I'm like a 290, and I go, holy shit, we're about to score some 300.
Look, I'm happy. I was here for 1K, for 2K, for 3K.
Yes.
I don't remember if I was here for 4K yet.
Yeah. We skipped a couple. Went to 6K for the game show.
We went to 6K for the game show, right?
Yeah.
I've been here for some very special episodes, so I'm happy to be celebrating 300 right here with my man. And yeah, thank you for the intro. It was good. Enough,
absolutely.
Enough of the praise. I need to let other people praise too.
Okay, praised be. We've done about 5 minutes of praising, my man. So let's jump. I know previously with some, it really wasn't a one-on-one J-Rowe kind of thing, and we had some guests and we had a lot of fun. You were actually my co-host for that, 2, 3, 4, whatever it was there. And then when you came on that game show, what a hell of a good time that was with Mr. Baker. He had the microphone. He had his own Vanna White. He had the whole concept. J-Rowe, as you're mentioning this, I think back and I'm like, oh my God, we have so much fun with Jordyn Rowe on this show so far. But I want to concentrate on your career because that's really what this one's all about. Because for the boys and girls that don't know of you, shame on you. My man's a very quick rising star in our area. He's even spread his wings into other promotions. We're going to talk about those. Let's start talking about the Tessa Strength Dojo. Because without the proper training and the proper guidance, the support, the boys and girls that are coming up with you, the men that are training you and such, let's talk about the Tessa Strength Dojo because that's really where it all starts for Jordyn Rowe right now. So it's a small room. You open the door. It's a very small, intimate setting. And you've got Slick Wagner Brown at the helm along with Bobby Ocean. I'll start there, and you just kind of take the reins and talk to us, the fans, about the Tessa Strength Dojo.
I mean, it's great. It's a great group of guys, a great training. I mean, coming from college wrestling, I really don't think I would have adjusted well to another school just because our school is still very, like, practice-based. There's a lot of discipline, a lot of, like, drills that we go through. We have, like, a certain routine that we follow for every practice. So it's very organized. And I don't know if I would have been able to, like, adjust really well to, like, an open ring type of training. So it's definitely helped a lot that, I go to practice and there's a coach that's telling me what to do and what not to do and how to do certain things. That's always great. And, always giving me feedback, whether it's like a roll or a freaking, I don't know, or a DDT is always feedback, whether it's good, bad, terrible, never do it again, keep doing it. So that always helps for me. And we've got like a good group of guys. Everybody's really like motivated. Everybody really wants to make a living out of this for the most part. So we all push each other just by being there and working hard. I want to work harder than the guy to my left. I want to work harder than the guy to my right. He wants to work harder than me. So like that just helps us just keep a good thing going.
Now, I've mentioned Slick Wagner Brown and both Bobby Ocean. Let's start with Bobby Ocean. The experience he's had in the ring, the things he's done in the business, his knowledge must be almost endless, really. I mean, he must just really be a big part and a mentor, if you will, within that Tessa Strength Dojo. Is that correct?
Yeah, Bobby is very like just to tell you, Bobby's very like to himself. So like he'll watch and he'll give you critiques on your matches and stuff like that. But like to get like the real details, you got to go and get it. So or you just get it when you can because Bobby, he's Bobby Ocean all the time. So he'll be there and he'll just be kind of just watching you work around and then he'll just like grab you and put you in a headlock and then just see like what you do to get out of it. Like so Bobby is awesome. He's not as like verbal as Wagner, whereas Wagner would just kind of tell you like bro, what the fuck are you doing? Bobby's more like Bobby will let you see it through and then he'll tell you, like, all right, that was probably terrible. But
I loved how you put that. Bobby is always Bobby because he really is. There's no other way to put that.
Yeah, Bobby's always Bobby. Wagner's always Wagner. They're just two almost complete opposites, but for whatever reason, they just work really well together. So,
Wags is very boisterous. He has this laugh that can be heard for miles.
Yes, I hear his laugh in my dreams sometimes.
Dreams or nightmares, my friend?
A little bit of both.
But again, the knowledge that's coming from Slick Wagner Brown at this Tessa Strength Dojo, the students that they're molding that surround you right now, the Sammy Diaz, the Elijah Six, you have the Jay Bricks, the Richard E. Stone Esquire.
You're a
Which
fan
I
of the
actually
film, I
kind of,
see.
I kind of miss Richard E. Stone though. I've said this only once and once only, and I just feel weird. I feel dirty. I feel naughty saying that, but I really do miss me some Richard E. Stone Esquire.
Yeah, we all miss Richie.
Yeah, we all miss Richie. And I mean, and the faces, and that's just to name a few. But then you have these very newer students that are coming up. You've got that fly guy Noriega. That kid's starting to piss me off. You've got Red Sawyer. I've never really seen him except help a brother out or stuff like that. I think I might have seen him in a rumble somewhere at the old Big Jim tribute, possibly. But I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing him in the ring.
he's definitely his own entity, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very interesting.
But I do name these names because, boys and girls, these are some of the names that you're going to be seeing. And again, nothing to take away from the other students. When I said J. Rowe's going to be right there on TV much sooner than later. But these names that I've just put out there, type them up if you don't know them. The Sammy Diaz, Elijah Six, the Jay Bricks, BRYXX. It's very specific. And the Richard E. Stone Esquires, the Fly Nine Noriegas, and the Red Sawyers, and there's some others. But then you have all of these other faces that come in from different states and whatnot, and different promotions that you guys just really, really seem to be having just great chemistry with. It's not even about like the fun or whatever, but and I want to say it stems from the locker room, and it kind of flows over into the ring. The chemistry that happens in the ring, the fans have been loving everything that Test of Strength has been giving us over the past, year or two with their road shows, and stuff like that. I just feel some of that talent you guys got over there is just top notch. We're seeing some of them on AEW as well. Sharing the locker room with these talents, that's got to be rubbing off on Jordyn Rowe, I would imagine, yeah?
I mean, our locker room is awesome. Like, everybody's really cool. We don't really have too many bad like egos in the locker room. Everybody's pretty cool. Everybody says hi to each other. Hugs everywhere. It's like a big family in Test of Strength for sure. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Everybody's in the locker room making jokes, having fun. Everybody really takes the time to like watch shows for the most part, or at least everybody watches like the main event. You see everybody; they'll kind of be out in the crowd watching the main event. Like, so it's cool. It's like a real supportive locker room. It's definitely nice to be a part of it for sure. And I'm definitely happy to see a lot of them definitely getting their shots on TV. Like, I've seen Mimi on Dark 3 times, twice.
Yeah,
so that was pretty dope. Yeah, it's always great. It's always great.
When I speak of the AEW Dark format and how they've pretty much open arms, just like not an open door policy, but open arms to so much indie talent across the country, maybe even across the globe, we're seeing some of our friends that we just worked, like you just worked with maybe this past Saturday, and now you're catching them on AEW Dark on the Monday on Elevation, or Tuesday on the regular Dark or whatever. But it's so cool to see these names. And whenever I do speak of that AEW format, I always pull out this one little piece because he's done so good, so well. And I knew as soon as he walked through those doors at AEW, when he was announcing he was going to be debuting on AEW Dark, is George Jall. And I knew that they were going to see him and they were going to want him to sign on that dotted line immediately. And son of a bitch, I was not wrong, because my man George Jall has been pretty much a staple over there in the Dark scene. Not only that, he's been hanging out with the Hardys, the likes of Matt Hardy and company, on a weekly basis.
His twisted fate. Yeah, I felt it. He's definitely been hanging out with the Hardys.
I know. I'm not taking anything away from the Grapple Gawd, but I just kind of wanted to speak upon what Test of Strength kind of represents, and the talents that they bring in and stuff like that. And, I just feel that whole environment. I've always loved Test of Strength, going to all of the training days for so long. And whenever they took it on the road, I call them the pay-per-views. I love calling them the Test of Strength pay-per-views. I think that's a blast, a great concept where you have the bigger venues. Not everybody knows where the dojo is, but I think that's going to start turning around because we have training day 30 coming up, and that is at the dojo. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like January 2nd. Is that correct?
January 2nd, I believe you're right. I definitely have to go to the event page and check. Wow, I should have wrote all this down before I got here, right? Wagner's going to be pissed. But yeah, training day 30 coming up in January. It's going to be a big one. It's the 30th training day. This is going to be my first training day as a wrestler on the Tesla Strength roster because the last training day I was at, I was a referee still. But but no, in all seriousness, though, it's gonna be fun. We got a lot of new guys, finally getting their feet wet, getting into the old thing. So it's gonna be a lot of their first training days. So that's gonna be awesome to see because training day is always fun.
You've obviously worked the training days as Ref Jordan, but I'm telling you, those are my favorite shows of anywhere, any promotion, no matter what venue. And I know we go to some really nice venues from promotion to promotion and we have some fun. But training day, it's as raw and as authentic as it effing gets, man. You walk in a room, there's a ring. There's walls that surround said ring. There's really one open area, and that is in the front. There's probably body width on the outside of the edges of the ring. And there's about 20 or 30 chairs set up in this room with a little hard can set up against the wall. And I love them.
Packing into the hallway.
Yes. Standing room only at times in the hallways. / dressing room.
Yeah, they're always fun. The energy is always there for training days. I don't know if it's just because we're so close. And there's almost as much wrestlers as there are people that we can fit in that building. So it's always fun. I feel like everybody's really excited. It's free wrestling, so like that always gets a big hit.
Always free. It's always been free, but this one right here, my man, this is a special one. This is training day 30. They are returning to the dojo. It's been forever, my man. It's only gonna be, I mean, boys and girls, it's basically nothing. It's only $10, but like I said, there's only 20 or 30 seats. When I say seats are limited, I really mean with like a few exclamation points at the end of that word limited. So if you want them, go to the Tesla Strength Facebook page. You cannot miss it. It's got their learn, unlearn, relearn logo there. And go there, follow the event tab and hit the training day 30. And there's a link right there. You can grab tickets. It's only $10. I mean, come on, it's basically nothing.
Yeah.
But that intimate setting, absolutely love it. And I cannot wait for training day 30, man. So stoked. And like you said, this is going to be your first training day as a wrestler. And I can just imagine what you're going to be bringing to the table.
I mean, maybe I might go out there and, give you guys a little appearance from the Grapple Gawd. It might not be nothing too major. Maybe I'll give you a 5-minute challenge, something like that.
Wow.
I just heard it was only $10. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do too much for that, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, well, so you were going to do a whole match for nothing, but now it's $10. You're not even. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So. You're obviously more of a singles competitor, and you look really, really good doing it. May you, be on the offense or on the defense. I've seen you get tossed around by some names over there, and you've really taken some punishment. And I'm just going to start here with that four-way. We're talking Eddie Edwards, Bobby Ocean, Mike Skyros, and the Grapple Gawd himself, Jordyn Rowe. Watching some of these cats like kind of F you up. Me and my dad, we were just like, yeah, dude, like, wow. I don't know how you guys prevail through these matches, but
I really wanted to win that championship, so I was willing to go through anything. I mean, obviously, I came up short, unfortunately. Wasn't my fault. I won't say whose fault it was, but I didn't get pinned. Mm-hmm. I still feel like I am the number one contender rightfully, but it's okay. I'll work my way back. I mean, there's a new champion now. So maybe me and Mr. Number One can do a little something for the belt.
Oh, now that is something because we have not seen the likes of. That would be a first timer right there. That would be great for us and you guys. I mean, especially if you're. That's such a beautiful championship, that K1 Classic Championship. I mean, holy cow, beautiful.
Yeah, it hurts my heart every day that I have to wake up with that championship away from me. But it's okay. Like I said, you can't control everything.
Your day is coming, my man. Your day is coming. Now I was starting to speak on your singles career here because you're doing a fine job. Like I said, the way you come out, the way you present yourself, your in-ring abilities, the whole 9 yards. It's a great package you got going on. We were talking Slick Wagner Brown earlier, and right there, I'm sure Foggy's got it too. Right there on film, Kincaid Files and such. You came out of nowhere. There was a triple threat happening on one of their very recent past pay-per-views, and you came out and blindsided said Mr. Wagner Brown. And I've been kind of wanting to ask you this the whole time leading up to said episode 300. Do you feel that you have any explanation for why you're attacking your trainer, Slick Wagner Brown?
I wanted a match. Isn't that how you go and get a match? I couldn't just ask him for a match. But then I got my match, Kincaid, and I proved everything I needed to prove.
You did, and not only that, my friend, you did the old leg lariat finisher that Mr. Wagner Brown is known for. Nice, and look at his smile. And boy, was he proud of it when that all went down, boys and girls. We were not happy, but my man, Grapple Gawd, he would look at him smile.
At first I was a little nervous about the match because I really didn't know how I was gonna beat Wagner because I got a bunch of tools in the bag, but a lot of the tools that require me to lift the other person or put them in a devastating hold. And Wagner's a big dude, so I didn't really think that I was gonna be able to really do much to him, to put him away finally. But then I thought, damn, I know how to do a leg lariat. Why not? Worked out. I think mine is prettier than his.
I wouldn't say that much. You might, but I would never because
if you think about it, Kincaid, right? I'm much shorter than Wagner. Think about how many inches I really had to get off of the ground for the bottom of my leg to reach the top of Wagner's head. Now think about
vertical. That. Yeah, the vertical.
Now think about that. I mean, that's impressive right there. Say it was the other way around. How high would Wagner really have to jump to hit me with it? Not very high at all. So,
but we would love to see that though. But I got to give you the athleticism to get that vertical up on one Mr. Wagner Brown with that leg lariat. Again, kissing your ass. We are at minute 23, and I'm kissing your ass again. No, for real, that athleticism. You pointed it out, and I'll just follow with that. Really.
I did a lot of box jumps leading up to that day. I just had to make sure my legs were nice and warm and ready. And, I wanted to make them nice and comfortable for Wagner's head,
Wow. Okay. You have found yourself in the mix with pretty much almost everyone in Test of Strength right now. I've even asked the firm, what about a fifth member when I had all four of them together, and they were like, nah, we don't need that kind of business. We ain't got time for that. But with your actions and your nefarious ways, I'll just go right out and say it. I think you would be a fantastic fifth member of the firm. I'm just saying.
You think I'll be a fantastic fifth member of the firm? Why?
Your nefarious ways. They're always cheating. They're always.
I never. Wait. Hold on. What do you mean cheating? I never cheated.
Tomfoolery. Chicanery.
I cheat to beat. I beat Wagner. I hit him with a leg lariat. We just talked about that, right? I beat Austin and Kylon. Right? flash with the grace of God. Come on now, you know I was pretty. Everybody popped. Everybody loved it. I hit. Who else did I beat? All I did to beat Becca, I just guy in the black tights out of the ring, pinned Becca. That's not cheating. I was legal. He was cheating because he wasn't legal and he hit a move on her. So if you want to talk about cheating, you gotta take it up with that guy. Let me tell you about cheating. First loss in test of strength, Kincaid. You remember that day? My first loss in test of strength to Georgia, who was not legal, who was therefore not even supposed to be in the ring with me at the time, to kick me in the face illegally. So I think we have to go to the record books and just scratch it out. I mean, I understand he's on the AEW and, you know, we want to keep him around, but the rules are the rules, Kincaid. I think I'm still the #1 contender. I think I'm still undefeated. I don't think that there's much to say about that. You want to talk about cheaters? Let's talk about Jorah. Or Wagner. Well, Wagner's a cheater too, because Wagner, I don't even know how he ended up in the championship match. He said that Jorah cheated, but Jorah cheated to me. He didn't cheat to Wagner. So did I miss something?
So do you feel that you should be rightful #1 contender in test of strength?
100%. And I also think that my little loss should be like reinstated and put in the W column because I never lost. He was illegal. It's like the equivalent of him hitting me with a chair.
Yeah, but the referee's word. But the referee's word is final, though.
That idiot ref Mark, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not even a ref anymore.
Well, well, you can't take it back then, especially if he's not even a referee anymore. That's
against my whole career, Kincaid. And that right there, that was just too much. But it's okay. I still feel like I'm undefeated because by the rules of test of strength,
well, yourself and Mark Alexander have crossed paths.
Yeah, I just made him pay for it on what was that, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
And I beat him fair and square, wrestling match.
Yeah. And then since we're speaking of Shut Up and Wrestle 17, you come out and TJ Howell III is going against the champion, campeon, Magnificent Marcos. And out of nowhere, you come out, there's this beatdown, if you will. You're talking about no cheating and no nefarious acts and no chicanery, but you come out of nowhere. You have nothing to do with this match whatsoever. You've got nothing to do with TJ Howell III.
Yes,
and you just why?
Okay, you wake up every morning and you go to work, right? Why?
To make money.
Okay. So I wake up every morning and I go to work. Why?
To make money.
So on Saturday, I decided I wouldn't go to work. I would go wrestle, beat Mark, and then TJ offered me an offer I couldn't refuse. He gave me money. Like we just said, we like to get paid, you know, so we can live with lights and heat in our homes during this cold winter. It's holiday season, Kincaid. You know, I got a niece. The baby needs some gifts. I had to do what I had to do, you know. Nothing really against Marcos, except, you know, he just wasn't paying.
There's a rematch coming up with TJ Howell III and Magnificent Marcos. And there's also a match with yourself going against 50 Cal on the same card.
Poor guy.
What do you mean, poor guy?
50 Cal.
50 Cal's got this.
Come on, Kincaid. Be serious. Be serious.
No, I am.
You're smiling. I'm watching you smile. You don't even believe, Kincaid, you've never seen me lose before. Why would you think I'm going to lose 50 Cal?
Hey, anybody can be beat anytime. 1, 2, 3.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
But my question, can you just keep yourself out of the picture of the main event being, again, the rematch of TJ Howell III and Magnificent Marcos, the campeon? Can you just keep your fingers out of it? Stay in the back.
My fingers were out of it last time. My boot is actually what interfered.
Whatever.
But
Well,
I will say that I haven't received any texts from Mr. Howell or Mr. Howell Sr. or Mr. Howell Jr. So, I don't think that they need me this time around.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sure TJ Howell III has got a plan up his sleeve somewhere, somehow. We all know he's got, talk about nefarious, that kid.
He's
oh my God.
Smart kid.
Oh.
Smart guy.
I'd like to talk about your gear if we could, because I love seeing the talent come through those curtains with professional looking gear, a little money put into it, some effort, maybe some thought, something that it represents or what have you. But you look very well. Could you talk about your gear, please? Who made your gear over there, and does it represent the wording on it? Does it represent anything?
Oh, well, I mean, you're wearing the hat right now. Our friend, the GM, Alex Rojas at Heel Shit Designs. He designs all my gear. He goes and gets it made. He goes and he does all the handiwork. He takes care of everything for the Grapple Gawd. So he goes, I just tell him colors and maybe like small ideas, and he just makes it come to life every time. Mm-hmm. So it's great. It's like one less thing I have to worry about. So it actually is awesome. But as far as the words and everything like that it represents, I mean, it says Grapple Gawd on it. At least my favorite one, the purple one, that's my favorite singlet. It says Grapple Gawd on it. Actually, never mind. But it says Grapple Gawd on it. I mean, it has like a little designs in there. It has like the the heel shit in there, and I think it has like a TOS logo in there somewhere. And for the most part, yeah, it's nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. He just puts it together really, really well. So this looks like unique to me. So it's awesome.
Let's talk about this moniker you got going on here. The Grapple Gawd, GAWD, boys and girls. Yes, Gawd, the Grapple Gawd. All caps, of course. Talk to us about the Grapple Gawd. What's going on here? Does this represent your previous high school or wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, I've been wrestling for a long time. I always felt like I was a pretty damn good wrestler. So when I got to test of strength and they wanted me to be a referee, I wasn't really 100% behind the idea because, I mean, I'm a wrestler. But, I did what I had to do. And when the opportunity presented itself to me, I had to come up with something that I felt best represented me and the way I feel about myself and the way I feel about my abilities. And, oh, God, there's just not many people that are better than me at this, I feel like. So why not?
Now, the wrestling background you have, we might have touched upon that probably the first time we spoken, but could you talk to us a little bit about your wrestling background? Because once I started seeing you at some of the training day stuff, I've been privileged to go over there for a couple of the training sessions and stuff like that, and then seeing you at the training days. As a referee, the way you carry yourself and the professionalism and all of that. Talk to us about your background with the wrestling, if you could, a little bit.
Okay, so my freshman year of high school, more like 8th grade, I had a friend. His name was Kyle, and I used to go over Kyle's house all the time. And his brother was on the wrestling team. So while me and Kyle would be, imitating what we saw on TV, his brother would come in the room and actually like just beat us up and like, just hit us with every hold that he ever knew. So one day he just beat me up and I was really pissed. And I was just like kind of crying. And I was like, all right, bro, like, I'm going to join the wrestling team, learn everything. And I'm going to pretty much give this back to you. This is bullshit. I'm a little kid. And pretty much my freshman year of high school came and I was going downstairs to actually try out for basketball. And we just happened to have the gym split in 2 sections. So basketball tryouts were on one side and then the wrestling tryouts were on the other side. So I walked in and he was just like, yo, are you going to wrestle? And I was like, oh shit. Like, all right, I guess. And then that was it. It was love at first roll.
Nice. Now it's much different, obviously, school, collegiate or high school wrestling compared to getting in the ring for professional wrestling. The transition, was that something difficult that you had to adjust to?
I feel like it was a little bit easier for me compared to like other people that come from other sports, just because the foundation is like very similar, like
Okay.
rolls, just the cardio, like all that stuff is pretty similar. I don't really feel weird when I'm in a certain like hold or position, just because they're pretty similar to what it was when I was in high school and college. So it actually helped a lot. I feel like it helped me grow a little bit at a quicker rate than most people would normally, just because a lot of the stuff is just really, really familiar. Like I said, just really similar stuff. So.
I kind of want to talk about some of the matches that you've already had, and you've had like so many in your young career so far. First question: do you keep a count on your matches?
No, I tried, but I'm just horrible at like keeping tallies on things. So I just was just like, you know what? I just try to screenshot every like graphic of like a show that I'm on, so that I can at least go back and be like, oh yeah, this was fun. But I'm terrible at like keeping dates. Like as you can see, I have a calendar in my room to. I can't even flip my camera, Jordan. Get it together. I have a calendar in my room. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Whatever. I have a calendar in my room, and it's up there, and it has all my dates and and pretty much everything except for like brush your teeth in the morning to keep me organized. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to keep a match tally. I'm just terrible like that. So.
As I stated earlier, you have gone to a bunch of promotions. It's always good to get away from home because you kind of get comfortable at home when you're working with the same talent.
Yeah.
And getting away from the home base and spreading your wings. I absolutely love hearing that, seeing you on different graphics at different promotions. I pop every single freaking time. But I kind of wanted to talk about XWA for a second because you guys were going up there. You were regulars, going up there. Some of the guys from PAPW, some of the guys from Tessa Strength, and I know you were in the mix. What you were doing up there at that point, I'm not sure because you might have still been a referee. I don't know what was going on at the point, but I know you were traveling up to XWA. But talk about XWA a little bit because I like to pick the talent's brains about the XWA.
Yeah, well, that was some of the most fun I've ever had. Just driving up there all the time, every week. It just gave us something to do every Thursday. Just watching a lot of good matches, a lot of fun matches. Like I got to watch Kylon versus King Leon in a street fight. I never seen a street fight in person up until that point. But that was awesome. I got to watch Flash and Richard Holiday tear it up on a throwdown. I got to watch JT Dunn live for the first time. That was pretty dope. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Every Thursday, just being with my guys, just watching them do their thing. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Especially during those times, because COVID was still pretty active, and just it was nice that they kept their doors open for us to get up there and just learn as much as we could. So that was awesome.
Yeah, man. When everybody was shut down, and then little by little, some promotions were starting to open their doors a little bit. XWA was one of them, with the restrictions and the sanitizer and all of this stuff going on, and they were just so excited to have a Thursday night throwdown, man. Whenever they open up for that first one, and I know how they are, their passion and everything for the art. Jose and Mike and company up there, they must have been like kids on Christmas, man, just waiting to open them doors for that first one back, man.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching Jose like set up for the pay-per-view, he's just like kind of directing traffic, telling everybody like where to put certain things, and I just see him with these just like these pieces of fence, and I'm like, what the hell is he possibly gonna do with this shit? And he makes this huge, great stage setup for the pay-per-view for everybody to come out to, and it was just dope. Like he transformed the whole regular XWA event center into like this freaking It looked like we were at a different venue. It was awesome. So,
It isn't with only and I mean, there's really not a whole lot, but it's just a creativity of Jose that really brings everything together. And you just look at that entrance, man, and you're like, that's some cool shit. And that whole setup, this is a fun fact, and I've said it a couple times on this show. Fun fact about XWA. That was an empty warehouse. And when they went and looked at it, Jose wanted to build their event center around one thing and one thing only, and that was the microphone that drops from the ceiling. Those are for the big pay-per-views when they would bring in our lovely Richard Palladino. Oh my God, Rich Palladino is the man.
Awesome.
And that microphone would drop down from the ceiling, but that entire event center is built around where the microphone was dropping from the ceiling. And that's all Jose wanted out of that thing. And as soon as they installed that on the ceiling, the rest came around it.
That's dope. I never knew that.
Love Jose Garcia. My goodness, what a creative guy he is. And such a good guy to share his time to help with the talent and everything, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's really awesome. He always gave us a lot of feedback, always made sure that, like, you know, he was right there when we were, like, you know, discussing certain things, always giving us his 2 cents. It was awesome. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Mike as well, as far as, like you always say, like you were saying before, like, presentation and, like, you know, just how do I say, like, the more entertainment aspects of the wrestling business, which was awesome, because I needed that more than anything coming in, because I knew how to wrestle, but I had no idea how to entertain someone, or, like, you know, how to keep people invested in what I was doing. So they helped me so much with stuff like that, and even just like simple stuff like paying attention to the cameras while I'm working and things like that. So yeah, they helped out a lot.
Now, you at one point you had TK O'Ryan, you had Vinny Marsalia, you had Mike Bennett, you had Matt Taven. You had the likes of all 4 of these guys up there at once or in separate scenarios at the XWA teaching these students up there. What great minds to pull from, what great minds to be able to pick from and such. But that's for a lot of this. I'm sure Jose watching, you know, never mind what he's gone through in his career as a wrestler, be able to bring that knowledge and experience. But just seeing how they teach the students up there, I'm sure they're taking some of this and they're utilizing some of that and passing it along to some of the fresh faces. Because, man, they were pulling in all sorts of fresh faces over at the XWA that past, you know, that last year and a half or so, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like they were definitely trying to just give people the opportunity to just get out there and use the platform to get some good reps in. So I'm always gonna appreciate them for that. I hope that they come back eventually so I can finally debut and get a match there. But, you know, here's to hoping.
Because now you didn't get a chance to perform there yet. Obviously you've been there, you've seen what it looks like. I'm sure wherever their next home, it's not gonna like disappoint at all, especially with Jose and Mike behind that, you know.
Yeah, there's no way. I couldn't see it. I think they'd rather just not come back before they came back anything less. So
yeah. Now let's speak of right now in Test of Strength. And I know we're jumping all over the place. Right now, we just saw the best 2 out of 3 falls with Mike Skyros versus Bobby Ocean for a #1 contendership for any championship in Test of Strength. Now, I don't want to give away too much because the footage hasn't officially come out yet from Unforgettable. Unforgettable, correct? No.
No, this was, oh my God, I'm the worst.
Sweet Christmas.
You're just
Sweet Christmas.
Me, Kincaid. Is this what you set out to do today? Just expose me for not knowing any information that's important?
Sweet Christmas.
Good Lord.
At this past one at Sweet Christmas, we saw that match. So that the official footage isn't out yet, so I don't want to give all of that away. But there's really not a one set #1 contender right now. And J-Ro, you seem to think that you should be the official #1 contender. What's going on here? There's a lot of stuff going on at Test of Strength right now.
So I know that Test of Strength isn't going to give me what I want because Test of Strength never gives me what I want. I have to go and get what I want, unfortunately. But it's fine because, like I said, like you all know, very confident in my abilities as the Grapple Gawd, that I can just go out there and I can just make things happen for myself. So it's cool. So as far as Test of Strength is concerned, their #1 contender is between the two of them. Now, where that goes, I have no idea. All I know is if one of them are lucky enough to receive a championship opportunity and make the most of it, I'll be seeing them soon.
All right. Fair enough. I kind of want to talk about something. I'm sure it's going to hit just a small nerve, but I have to speak upon it because I know a lot of the fans that, have seen the media that I put out specifically. They have a lot of fun with it, and there's actually some really beautiful hand-drawn, handcrafted, time-taken effort put into these beautiful designs, creativity put into these designs, and I
don't even know where this came from. That's the worst part because I know what you're about to say, and I have no idea where it came. Did you make that up? It was you?
Yes.
Oh my God, Kincaid! I thought it was the sign guys. I was pissed. I was like, these motherfuckers from New York just came over here and just disrespected my name in my own freaking front lawn. And this whole time it was you. Take that off. Take that off. Oh my God.
Yes. Me and Joey G, I threw the Snapple God at him, and he ran with it with the signs. And Terry Duffy and the rest of the Stepdad squad, they ran with it, and they've been having an absolute blast with the Grapple Gawd Jordyn Rowe, and it's been so much fun. Oh my God! And yes, it was me. Huh? Wait, you're cutting out, my man. What's going on here?
I know.
All right, now I can hear you. That was weird.
I said fun for who? Who was it fun for?
It's fun for us, the fans,
That's freaking ridiculous, Kincaid. I feel betrayed that it was you this whole time that started this Snapple God thing. Honestly, I thought that we were cooler than that. I thought that we had like a co-host respect. Things have changed, so it's okay.
Well, we like to have fun at the shows. I thought it was fun, and then I didn't know Joey G was going to really run with this because he's embraced it.
And okay, everywhere I go, I try to tell the people to do what you would do in the presence of a god like myself. And instead, they just make jokes about this iced tea. This isn't even funny. Like, this is ridiculous. Heard that?
Sorry.
Snapple God. Somebody put my face on a bottle of Snapple. No, 2 bottles of Snapple. My face on them on Facebook so far. I've been called a lot of things. All right, I've been called a lot of things in my short career, and Snapple God is the only thing that has stuck, and I am pissed because it's honestly not right. I don't even really like Snapple, honestly. If I'm being real, I'm not gonna say that it sucks or that it's a terrible juice. All right. But I'm not like, that's not even my favorite. Like,
well, I do apologize for getting that train rolling, kind of. And I may just have to block you from one of my posts later on this evening. You may not want to see this one, so I might have to block you from.
I don't want to see it at all.
Post.
Like, not even a little bit. Yeah. So
we'll do that. We'll block you.
KK, you're lucky that I am not a child, for one. And for two, I'm not good at Photoshop.
Let's all be lucky because we'd be getting peppered like I peppered them guys. Now,
I did like Pylon. How
about Sammy on a hammy? I mean, come on. Kylan on a pylon. That was pretty good, right?
Kylan on a pylon. That was real good. That was creative. That was the last thing I was expecting right there. That was quality right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was good stuff.
But what about my man Jabroni and a Baloney? I mean, that's hilarious.
That's distasteful, Kincaid. He's dead.
He's not that. Nah, you guys, he's dead. Jabroni on a Baloney. That's hilarious. Sammy on a hammy just freaking tickles me so much. Oh, good stuff. The Grapple Gawd, you have your plate full, your hands full. There's a lot going on in your career right now. There's a lot in your sights. There's gold at Test of Strength. There's gold at other promotions. You're in a very, very young tenure in your career right now. I always like to ask the talent, kind of the big picture, if there is a big picture. And I know you're just you're young in your career right now, but do you see yourself at the big dub over with Vinnie Mac and company? Do you see yourself at a AEW? Do you see yourself at a NAW? Where does Jordyn Rowe see himself? Like, is there a long-term goal to be on one of these higher platforms, sir?
Ideally, I'll go with whoever believes in me and believes that I can bring something to their product that's worth something. So whether that be WWE, AEW, God please, if they come back, Impact, whoever thinks that Jordyn Rowe can bring something to the table for them, then I'm down. I just want to be able to wrestle and, more importantly, make a living wrestling. Mm-hmm. So wherever that is, it doesn't really matter to me. I just want to be able to do it. I love wrestling. I'm not really a picky person. You know, wherever the opportunity comes, that's where I'm gonna go. So,
all right, that's fair enough. That's kind of been, that answer has been mentioned more than once, and I can appreciate that. Now you've had, you know, like I was saying earlier, you've had a bunch of matches already in your short career here. Who do you feel, and not taking slight from any of the talents that we don't mention, but if you can maybe mention 1, 2, or 3 talents off of the top of your head, who do you feel to date right now has brought the best out of the Grapple Gawd in ring? Like, just you walk away from that and you're like, man, that was really cool.
Oh, man, good question. As far as wrestling goes, who's brought the best? I mean, the past tag match I had with Vinny, with Vincent by my side was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I really do feel like that was very hard. That was a very hard match, and not because it was a tag match, but because the crowd was just deceased the whole show. So I didn't think that they were going to react to a single thing that we did, and then we got them. And I'm not going to say we had the greatest reaction, but we got a reaction nonetheless. So that was fun because that was really hard for me, at least. Vincent was kind of like going with the flow, and he didn't really like, you know, it wasn't really much of a thing for him. He just kind of just did his thing, but he helped me stay focused and like keep pushing despite them being a little harder. So that was cool. Kylon and Flash always. I mean, they're my generation, so I want to beat them every time. So that always makes me turn up a little bit more every single time I'm in the ring with one of them. But really, just it just depends on what's at stake. You know, I feel like I perform a little bit better when the pressure is up. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it just kind of depends. I think the 4-way I had with Bobby, Skyros and Eddie Edwards. That was a test. That was a lot. I didn't think I was gonna be in that position as early as I was, so I was happy to be a part of it, and I was happy that I didn't completely like ruin the whole experience for everyone. So, so that was fun. Right now, I'm just happy to wrestle everybody. I mean, I feel like everybody gives me a little something when I wrestle them. I feel like I take away a little something from every match.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you could just excuse me, it'll be like real quick. I'm not going very far. I'm just going to grab something and bring it back because we've mentioned that four-way match with yourself, Bobby Ocean, Mike Skyros, and Eddie Edwards. That was at Fight for Your Dreams 4. But I just want to grab something real quick. And I'm probably going to trash other things in the process. We'll see how this goes. We'll do this, grab that. All right. Now let's see if this kind of.
Did you win that? Did you see what Gina did to my poor face?
Actually, there's a couple reasons why I'm bringing this in. This is the poster. Okay. This is the poster that was won by Family Frost. And they thought, since I do so much for the wrestling community, that it would be a great gift if they framed it and gave it to me all autographed. And I'm telling you, J. Rowe, I fucking cried, dude. Like, for real. This was beautiful.
I mean, look who's on the poster. Kincaid, I know. I would have sent you a picture of myself if it was that serious. Look what she did to my poor face.
look, boys and girls. That's Ref Gina. She made her return at Fight for Your Dreams 4, and her autograph went right over J. Rowe's face.
What a sicko.
But isn't that beautiful, though, Mr. Rowe? I mean, that's gorgeous.
At least they signed Eddie's face, too.
Well, he did that himself, and it's a fine signature. Fine signature.
Yeah,
and by the way, I got a bone to pick with you because right on your forehead, where is it? Right on your forehead. Let me scoot it over. That's your signature. Do you see what that says?
Yeah, that's, it's a work in progress. I haven't had a lot of time to think about what my autograph would look like.
Whenever Big Jacob P and I were going over the signatures on that, when I received it, we were popping left and right. And then you want to know what made us sad? There was two names that made us very sad. Jay Bougie signed his name on there. And actually, Big Jacob P was ecstatic. He's like, Jay Bougie really signed this? And I was like, Jay Bougie really signed this? But then the other one was your signature. It's 4 letters. It says God, and it's not even a signature. It's just regular print. What the hell kind of autograph is that? Come on.
You didn't like it?
No.
It wasn't like an autograph. It was more like a label. Like I wanted to let you know who it was on the photo, just in case somebody saw it and they were like, who is this beautiful face on this poster, Kincaid? And then, boom, right there, it would have said God. But then Gina went and took it upon herself to go and cover the whole rest of the face, and that just wasn't right. I didn't like that at all. But it's all right. I got something coming for you, Blue Shoes.
Hey, don't be messing with Blue Shoes, man.
Yep. It's just payback, Kincaid.
Come on. It's a signature. There's no receipt for that.
Says who?
Come on. Whatever.
She already had a match. She is a sanctioned competitor in the test of strength roster. What do you mean? She had a match.
She doesn't want none of that. She's unlike you. You want to be an athlete. She wants to be a referee.
She had a match with Dan.
Yeah, but that was a one and done. That's it.
One and done.
That's it.
It's a one and done, Kincaid. This is wrestling. That line, you're there.
Well, I just did a one and done. I got put in the buff clutch twice. Well, actually, okay, it's not a one
No,
and done.
because the
That was
next Snapple got me my C, Kincaid. It's gonna be me and you, and I know exactly where it can happen.
okay. Let's all calm down. You know what? From me to you, I might have to try to erase Ref Gina's signature off that beautiful face of yours.
You should. You should get a red marker and color it in.
I don't know. Looking at it, I don't think I'm going to change it. It looks beautiful. Mr. Rowe, we have talked so many topics about your career, about Tested Strength, about XWA, about the fans. There's been so much squashed into this past hour. I cannot. Can we talk more? Or I mean, do you want to go? Or
Your time,
like,
my time is all yours, Kincaid. I shut my Wednesday night down. On Wednesday night
wow.
today, as I'm gonna watch AEW Dynamite.
Oh, okay. All right.
In hopes that the American Dragon wins the AEW title tonight.
Wait, that's tonight?
In high hopes.
Oh wow. Who do you take from with your move set, your skill set in ring? Do you take from anyone, or you just kind of just adapted something your own? What do you got going on over there?
I have a lot of favorite wrestlers, so I kind of just grab a little bit from everybody. Just to give a few examples, I'm a big like Jay Lethal fan. I'm a big fan of Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit's of the world. I watch a lot of Bret Hart matches. I love Rey Mysterio. I don't really do a lot of Rey Mysterio stuff just because he's his own thing. You can't really imitate Rey Mysterio. but I try to just it's less about moves when I'm taking from these guys. I'm more just taking like things like aggression and things like that. And just try to pay attention to the little things that they do to display how they're feeling. And I just feel like certain guys are better at certain things than others. So I just try to take a little bit of everything. I take probably the most wrestling things from probably like Bret Hart, just because everything he does is really easy to like see. He doesn't really do anything that's crazy, like fast or hard to understand. Everything he does is pretty simple. You just know that it hurts, and I'm into that. So,
as we mentioned earlier, my man, you can take a beating and just come right back. And I mean, I know you have some physical prowess about you, but you're a smaller guy comparing to a lot of the wrestlers out there. And I give my hats off again to you for hanging in there with the likes of the guys that you've been going against, because you have to put in that much more effort. You have to give that much more charisma. You have to, like into your matches when you're going against some of these guys that are much bigger than you. So again, my hat's off to you as an athlete. I mean, holy cow, J-Rob.
Thank you. You know, I try my best. I mean, size is only you can only really see it. I mean, that's the best I got for that. I mean, I don't really see the difference between a wrestler that's bigger and a wrestler that's smaller, besides the fact that it's just like something that you obviously see visually. I mean, obviously these guys are a lot stronger in most cases. Like Eddie Edwards, his hand was fucking huge. So yeah, a chop from him and a chop from me is two totally different things. But at the end of the day, if I have a goal, I'm gonna try and get it just by any means. So I don't really mind going through a little extra pain and punishment to get to what I want, if that's what it takes.
You seem to be more of a mat technician, if you will. Utilizing the ropes, is that something that really you had to adjust to? Because that's a whole different animal, my man.
Yeah, I'm pretty resourceful, you know. I mean, controlling the center of the ring was already pretty easy. It was pretty natural because that's what you try to do on the mat. But using the ropes that was a blessing. it's like a whole new world. Do anything. I have 5 seconds to do whatever I want to you on the ropes. I mean, I'm gonna use it. It's. I'm sorry. It's in the rule book that way, Kincaid. Like I didn't make the rules, you know.
It is.
So,
But when you got the likes of Ref Bill Thompson and his slow ass count, you guys are gonna kill your opponents by the time Ref Bill gets to 5 for crying out loud. I mean, my goodness.
hey, it's their fault. You know, you ever seen a boxer willingly go to the ropes after he gets punched in the face?
I feel you. Yeah.
So if I'm putting punishment on somebody and they willingly work their way, crawl their way to the ropes, then that's their fault. I'm gonna use what's in front of me. Why would I exert my energy to pull someone back to the middle of the ring if I'm not gonna pin them?
I get you. I get you. Now, I utilize wrestling to get away from my kind of normal stuff. And I'm sure, you know, I've spoken to the guys and girls. It's an outlet. It's a form of therapy to do wrestling, maybe training, maybe the shows, maybe any part of it. But when you want to shut down and just get away from wrestling, what's your go-to? What does J-Rowe do away from wrestling?
Not much. I'm a wrestling geek. I watch wrestling a lot. So when I'm not wrestling, I'm probably watching wrestling or something wrestling related. I mean, I watch a little bit of anime. Anime is pretty cool. I play a little tiny bit of Xbox. I have a very short attention span though, so like wrestling's the only thing that can really hold my attention for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like I'll be in the middle of like binge watching something, and I can't even call it a binge because I'll probably watch like 15 minutes of an episode of something, and then I'll be like, oh shit, like, oh, I didn't see this match yet, and then I'll go and watch it. So I'm watching. Yeah, I watch a lot of wrestling. I watch like, you know, obviously TV wrestling. I wasn't always a big indie wrestling watcher, but once I started actually, you know, working on the indies, I realized that my friends are in all these places, so I try to watch like as many as my friends' matches as I can. And okay. Like, so I'm watching wrestling constantly. I'll go on YouTube and go on your YouTube channel and find the clips of the matches that you were at for the weekend, and I'll fucking check those out. So, nice. Yeah, I'm a big wrestling watcher.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. That's the passion that you bring to the table, you know, to be in the business. You got to have that passion. We talk about it all the time. The support system around you. Do you feel that when you were like getting into this venture, you know what, I've done this, you know, collegiate stuff and whatnot. But I want to be like a professional wrestler. Is your family's reaction like, are you shitting me? You're going to go do professional wrestling? Or were they like, all right, J-Rowe, let's see what you've got?
There was like no like, they already knew kind of that this is what I wanted to do. Cause like, I always revisited the conversation. Like, even like growing up, it was like always something I talk about, but then I just, you know, I was in, and so they thought, oh, that's cute. I'm going to be in WWE, whatever. And then I'd always kind of come back to it and be like, yeah, you know, I think I should do this one day. And they'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then one day I was just home. And I was like, I was just like, yeah, can you bring me to a practice? And then they brought me, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be a pro wrestler. And then they were just like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm someone that frequently has like crazy ideas. So my mom is kind of just like used to it. So she's just on board with whatever. She's just like, yeah, bro, like, all right, that's what makes you happy. Like, you do your thing, man. I'm right here. You know, if you fuck it up, and you know, we'll talk about it.
Has Mama Grapple Gawd seen you perform live yet?
So she went to her first live show at Fight for Your Dreams 4. So she went to see the Fatal 4-Way. That was the first time she ever seen me wrestle like live, besides the few times that she came to see me like in high school.
What did she give you for reaction after it's said and done and you get to talk to her?
She had a great time. She just couldn't believe that I was getting my ass kicked for that long, and I just kept coming back. But she had a good time. You know, she already kind of knew what to expect. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she's been watching me wrestle forever, so it was kind of just like another wrestling match for her, but she got to see everybody else. So I was happy.
Yeah.
She had a lot more fun than I thought she was gonna have. But her family watched wrestling like when she was a kid too. So like it was like something that has kind of always been in my family. Like we used to get together and like watch the Royal Rumble. So
nice.
Yeah, so it was just another wrestling show for her, but it was fun.
When the families get together, and I know everybody has their favorite wrestler, everybody has their favorite. I like Raw, I like SmackDown, I like this, I like that, blah 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 blah. But what do you feel is like one of those pay-per-views where everybody just really wants to sit around the TV? Is it the Royal Rumbles? Is it the WrestleManias? Or what's going on there? Because I used to have pay-per-view parties every effing month at my house. I would have my coworkers and friends and shit. There'd be like 20, 30 of us all. Don't tell anybody. I used to have the old scrambled cable box, and I would get them all. I used to get them all, and everybody used to come over, and we'd have wrestle pay-per-view parties. But what's a pay-per-view that everybody could hang out and get together with?
Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view always, just because like it's a guaranteed good time. Like you never know who's gonna come out. You can see a return, you can see a debut, you can like my favorite moments in wrestling have probably all happened at the Royal Rumble if they weren't at WrestleMania. So like Royal Rumble is always my go-to pay-per-view. I watch the Royal Rumble every year. There's nothing in the world that can make me miss the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So yeah, I always watch the Royal Rumble. That's like probably my bucket list right there. It's just I don't even care if I don't ever get a contract. I just have to be in the Royal Rumble at least once.
I could definitely see that happening, my man. Definitely see that happening. That pay-per-view, it has a very, very uniqueness to it. And that concept, when it ever came out, I'm like, this is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. Because you weren't used to something like that. I mean, yeah, they had these battle royals and stuff, but they didn't have it with that specific setup, those specific rules with those specific implications, being able to go against the champion guaranteed at WrestleMania. Nowadays, it don't happen guaranteed so much. There's always some chicanery in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, but that was the original bit, the shtick, if you will.
Yeah.
So yes, excellent concept. Always loved the Royal Rumble, and I'm right with you there with the surprises and the debuts, and you just never know what the hell that pay-per-view specifically is going to give you. What I do like, though, that the WWE has given us over the course of the past, five maybe so years, are those NXT TakeOver pay-per-views, man. I don't know what it is about those, and I might not watch NXT every single week. I might catch it once a month or twice a month. But, man, when they have a takeover, I am so there because it's usually only about 4 or 5 matches. But, damn, are those takeovers fire every single time. I'm never disappointed when I'm done with the takeover.
Sure. I love takeovers, too. I probably won't watch NXT, like, every week. It's kind of hard for me to watch, like, a full show now just because I'm not really as interested in, like, the stories and the characters as I used to be. Mm-hmm. So like now, like I'll probably watch like a full show of like some indie before I watch like a Raw or a SmackDown. I've actually been on a pretty good streak. I've been trying to watch AEW Dynamite every week, so I have been watching. I'm 2 weeks strong. 2 weeks strong. They got Jay Lethal. That was all I needed to hear. I was like, all right, I'll watch it. If Jay Lethal pops up on the screen once, I'm cool. Like that was what I came to see. They got Bryan Danielson on there. I'm like, all right, this is good shit. So I'm 2 weeks strong with that, but yeah, as far as takeovers go, I can always watch pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are always easy to watch because like I don't really gotta know the full extent of the story. I just know that this is the point where they're pretty pissed at each other and they're gonna have a good
match. You've mentioned Jay Lethal a couple times. I just kind of want to speak on something. Jay Lethal was part of the ROH class, for many years there, part of their roster rather, was their world champion, the whole 9 yards, the TV that reign that he had with that gold was with both belts at the same time was just absolutely mind-boggling. Now ROH is going on a hiatus until April, they say, with a different. They're basically rebranding the entire company with some kind of a fan, more geared for the fan look, more geared for the fan. I don't know what they've got going on, but I guess we will find out around April 2022. But in the meantime, they've released all of their talents' contracts, which has been floodgates for all of these talents to go spread around and get some work while they can. Because, I mean, let's be honest, wrestling is more flourishing now than it ever has been.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what brought Vincent to the table and his debut at Test of Strength at Sweet Christmas. So I've seen Jay Lethal being announced for a couple companies, and one of them being NEW Northeast Wrestling. His long-awaited return. Now, I don't know the last time he was there, but I saw Jay Lethal versus AJ Styles versus then the champion Xavier. Love me some Xavier. In a 3-way ladder match for the Northeast Wrestling Championship at Terryville High School, literally about 3 miles down from my house. I will never forget it because I brought my daughter with me. It was my dad and my daughter. And my daughter was just smitten with AJ Styles because he was very young in his career. We're talking 2006. And here we come walking up to his table. And my daughter is just like, look, and she was little, and she's looking at him and he goes, "Do you want an 8x10 glossy autographed by AJ Styles?" And I almost just laughed my ass off because I forget, when you watch him on TV, you just forget.
Yeah.
When that accent, that drawl really pulls through, I was like, everything I could do just to not laugh at the guy. But my daughter was just like, "Yes, please." And but I don't know if that's the last time that he's been in Northeast Wrestling because he has been under contract through the TNA and the ROH and through his career and everything. But he is making his way to Connecticut. I almost want to say it's WrestleFest coming up. So, I mean, you are a Jay Lethal fan. I kind of take a poke on that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, we always see what we can do, but that's awesome. I'm happy that that at least these guys are able to go out and get some work. I'm happy that wrestling is big enough so that they can go out and get some work and not be too much of an issue for them. Like, because they obviously, this is their jobs, like their real jobs. They can't just go and apply to a Dunkin' Donuts tomorrow. So,
right. Now, the COVID really effed everything up. Obviously, the world, but generally speaking, about the wrestling industry. Were you ready to debut pre-COVID? Were you ready to was there something in the works? Did that kind of mess up your trajectory for the Grapple Gawd, or what was going on there?
I honestly feel like if I probably could be waiting still if it wasn't for COVID, because during COVID, a lot of people were discouraged to like wrestle. So I wrestled every week, like three days a week if I could. And it was just kind of like, especially in our dojo, like, guys showed up and stuff like that. But for the most part, for a long time, it was like me and Mark. We just wrestled every day. Or not every day, but every week. We go in there, and I knew he was going, he knew I was going. So we just went and we just wrestled as much as we could and just tried to get as good as we could. And it ended up working out so that, I got really comfortable in the ring. And then Wagner, I think he saw that and he was like, all right, we'll see what we can do. And after that, I've just been running since. So I'm thankful for COVID as far as like from a wrestling standpoint, because without it, I don't know what I would be doing right now. I probably would never have made my way to XWA, which definitely helped me out a lot from a career standpoint. I made a lot of friends from XWA, like the PAPW guys. I didn't really know them up until that point, and when I met them, it helped me out a lot because then I got to go up and train with them at PAPW, and they got to come to Test of Strength and train with us, and in turn, like they got on Test of Strength, and I got to do the Rumble at PAPW and stuff like that. So it definitely worked out. I feel like it worked out for me and a lot of the younger guys who were just like still trying to get after it, even though COVID was was present. So it definitely was a blessing and a curse for sure.
So you were actually one of the lucky ones that had a ring to be able to utilize, to keep your craft going, to hone that and really kind of polish yourself up to get out of those gates and make your debut as a Grapple Gawd.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
That's awesome, man. That is very, very cool. And hearing, that Mark was right there with you. Hats off to Mark for persevering and pushing and doing his thing, because again, came out for his debut, looked fantastic. The mane that the kid had, he looks gorgeous. I mean, for real, he looks very professional. And that was his very first match. And I was awesome. I was just like, it was so fun to be there for his first match and what he went through and all of that stuff. And it was just really cool, man. So hearing that you guys were kind of pushing along is really fantastic. And having that outlet, though, because a lot of the guys and girls didn't have an outlet, so they basically had to just kind of shut wrestling out of their life for a little bit, except watching it, obviously, or whatever. Maybe trying to.
It was definitely nice. Wagner was like, kind of like, hey, we got the building, so I mean, if they're not gonna kick us out of here, then as long as everybody stays healthy, we could just roll. So I was happy that we had the opportunity to do that. I wasn't working, obviously, so this was like my 3 days of like, all right, yes, I can actually do something. So I was there as much as I could be, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't have passed the opportunity up for anything. So that was nice. It was just literally like just like an extra year of training before actually, shows came back. So it was nice.
Mm-hmm. There's there was two questions that were kind of burning that I really wanted to get out there. This next one, it was at BST. You were going against the innovator of the Kincaid Breaker, one Lou Jacobs. The Kincaid Breaker, that is fucking awesome. And he put you right through the ceiling. Your head went through the ceiling over at the Yacht Club in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What's it like to get your head put through a ceiling by Lou Jacobs?
Who won the match?
Wow. That's it, huh?
Who won?
You did.
Okay, now ask me, what does it feel like to win?
What does it feel like to win after getting your head put through a ceiling?
That's it. It feels freaking phenomenal. Honestly, after I won, I had forgotten that my head even got put through the ceiling.
Okay.
If you think about it, it's actually a little poetic, because my head got put through the ceiling in the Yacht Club, but it also got put through the ceiling of BST, because now I'm like the top star there. I mean, I have to be. I'm the only undefeated guy in BST.
Well, their champion Dustin Waller, he hasn't lost.
Okay, this is true. Okay. I'm one of the only undefeated people in BST. I think it's Dustin, me, probably Kylon. So I mean, it feels pretty good to me.
BST boys. Go ahead.
Well, at any point they can introduce another championship, and I'm right in line for it. Or I can be right in line for Dustin's championship if they're feeling it. Well, it just depends.
Oh wow. And BST boys and girls, that's Blood, Sweat, Tears. We were talking out of Bridgeport, Connecticut area. You made a debut somewhere, and I wanted to speak upon that. And I can't remember what company it was for some reason. Oh, Survival Championship Wrestling up in Rensselaer, New York. Were you not on that bill up there, my friend?
Yes, I actually was there.
Did you have a singles opponent, or were you part of something that was going on? Because they have this beautiful collar and collar elbow championship that I just absolutely love the design of. What did you do up there at Survival Championship Wrestling?
Well, unfortunately, I was in the collar and elbow championship battle royal.
Okay.
But what did you say the word was? Chicanery?
Chicanery.
Chicanery?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on, and a lot of people conspiring against me in the battle royal. So they made me have a singles match before the battle royal. And then also the ropes were really loose. So when I hit the rope to deliver a devastating clothesline, Bobby Ocean, it was a little wobbly. So I was off balance, and it allowed him to hit me with that spin kick. So it knocked me a little bit, and it made it really tough to work that battle royal after. But went to the doctors. There was no concussion, no major damage to the brain, and no major damage to the face. So we were lucky.
And the moneymakers, the moneymakers
still intact. And yeah, but next time I'm at Survivor Championship Wrestling, I think that things will be a little bit different. I think that you'll see the Grapple Gawd and his hand raised. So,
okay, all right. That was their second show. I've been waiting for that date for so long, but then there was no way I was going to be able to make it because of the date that they put out there for their second show. But I love SCW. That first show that I went to was absolutely amazing. I'm sure the second one was, right up there with the first one. A lot of familiar faces I seen up there. The likes of Skyros and Frosty and company, and there's a lot of familiar faces up there. Where does the Grapple Gawd go from here? I mean, is there a promotion that you really have your sights set on that you'd like to maybe get your feet wet in there? There's the likes of the Limitlesses, and we have the Beyonds, and there's many companies that are out there. Do you have anything, your sights on anything specifically?
I mean, personally, I want to work everywhere. I'm a workhorse, man. I just want to get the reps in everywhere I can. I want to wrestle everybody. I want to prove that I'm one of the better wrestlers in the area. I feel like I definitely have the potential to be. So I'd like to get in there with some of the guys that are regarded as the best, and show that I can hang with them. So that's definitely a big thing on my list. I definitely love to get up to Limitless, Beyond. I'd love to get up to NEW. I'd love to wrestle for Invictus. That's a big one. I'd really like to wrestle for Invictus. That'd be pretty cool. What else is around here? I mean, yeah, I think I covered it for the most part. I got a lot of places that I want to work though. I'm definitely interested in continuing to work with Top Rope Promotions. I want to continue to climb the ladder there. So right now I'm just being as patient as I can, just waiting for the right things to fall in line for them to feel like they need the Grapple Gawd, and for when they call upon me to go and deliver like I do. So,
wow. I actually think that's a fine way to end this beautiful conversation that we've had.
Yes, thank you so much, Don. I appreciate you having me once again. Another very special episode. We did it.
300, baby. 300. Thank you so much.
I don't know what's the next milestone that we have to meet up for. So we have to figure that out. Well, how many subscribers are you at right now?
I crossed 14,000 at the beginning of the month. Are you kidding me, J-Ro? I mean, holy cow.
I wanna say 15K. I wanna say 15K. I already know that if I say 15K right now, you'll probably hit 15K by Wednesday. And then we're just gonna be back here next Wednesday having the same conversation. So we'll how about we say 25K?
Holy cow! Because that'll give me plenty of time. Because I'll be honest with you, since I've crossed 14K, it's been going at a very snail's pace. I don't know what the hell is going on.
How about we either do 20K, 500,
20K, 500,
20K, or the 500th episode.
Oh, okay, all right. Whichever comes first, like a warranty kind of thing.
Yeah, warranty.
All right.
So we're not waiting forever, but we can give them a nice break from me.
All right.
They don't want to see me every day.
Well, I mean, that smile, J-Ro. I mean, come on.
You're too kind.
Still kissing your ass an hour and a half later. I told you. Before we go, J-Ro, where can the fans look you up on the medias? Do you have a YouTube? Where's this footage that we can check your stuff out?
All right. So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at official_JRowe. That's official_JROWE. I'm on Facebook at Jordyn Rowe. And I don't have a YouTube channel yet. I feel like I probably should start one. But let me get pretty good at Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff first, and then I'll start YouTube. So again, official J Rowe or Jordyn Rowe.
Thank you for sharing that information. Without that, we can't get new faces to check you out and get on that J Rowe train there. Mr. Jordyn Rowe, you have been so excellent with your time tonight, and I thank you so much for spending the time talking to us, the fans, about your transition going from what we've talked previous with the whole ticket and the merch and the referee, and now we concentrated on your career, and you've been generous with your time, and I cannot thank you enough, sir.
Thank you again for having me, bro. I really appreciate it. It's always fun when we get together and do this thing here. And yeah, bro, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. This is freaking great. Everybody loves it. And it's always awesome when we get to see new people on this show. So please just keep doing your thing. And thank you.
Kind words from J-Ro. I didn't think we'd be an hour and a
get though, because I'm gonna hate you after this, because I already know that later you have something that I'm not going to see. So you can enjoy it right now, Kincaid, because I'll be right back to slandering you. And I'll say about, I'll give you about an hour or two.
You know me so well, my man. With all of that said, this has been Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. And we celebrated 300 episodes. I'm so stoked we got to this milestone with our very special guest, the Grapple God himself, Jordyn Rowe. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. And don't forget to praise.
Be praised be.